Hi, this is Christy Burcham with Scissortail Studio. In this video, I want to show you how you can print new applique patterns for your embroidered applique designs when you've resized the design. Many applique embroidery designs will come with a template for you to be able to cut out your applique fabrics ahead of time when you're doing embroidery applique on your embroidery machine. However, these are going to work only when you are sewing the design at the original size. For this project, this turkey design was originally about 4 inches square, and in our actual project, the finished turkey was about 5.5 inches square. So in order to sew the design correctly, we also needed to enlarge the size of the appliques when we cut them out. Now there are a number of ways you could do this. One is to use a method where you do the applique actually in the hoop, but I really like to pre-cut my applique pieces when I can. Another method would be that you can actually stitch the placement lines onto stabilizer only, and then you can trace those to create your applique patterns. But I want to show you two ways that you can actually print new applique patterns when you're using a purchased applique design. So the first way I'm going to show you is with the free program called ArtSizer. So as you can see, here is the PDF that comes with the Embroidery Collection. There's the design that we used, and if we scroll down, we can actually find the applique patterns that come with the collection. So here are the ones at the original size. But again, these are just for the original size, and this PDF is not very easily sizable. So instead of printing these, we're actually going to open this ArtSizer program, and this can be downloaded free from embroideryonline.com. And in this free program, we're going to open our design. So I'm going to click the Open button. The default file format for this collection is ART, but it will open just about any file format. And the design that we're looking for is number 24. So here's the design that we're working with. And this program does the basics. It is a free program, and it allows you to size, rotate, mirror image, and do some basic editing of your designs. So let's zoom out a little bit here so that we can size our design. To size the design, we use the Select tool here, and then we click on our design. And you'll see these sizing handles, which may be familiar to you if you've worked with any kind of image editing or even word processing software. You can simply click and drag this corner to enlarge your design. So we're going to make this quite a bit bigger, actually about 100 and almost 50% here. Okay, once I like the size of my turkey, I can check to make sure that it fits in my hoop. Again, let's zoom out a little bit. I've got this oval hoop selected, which is the hoop that I have, but you can, with this hoop selection button, if you right click it, you can choose the hoop for your embroidery machine. You can even make a new hoop if the size hoop you have is not listed here. Now, we want to print the applique patterns. So if we do a file and we do print preview, we're going to see this will print our design template at the original size, so we can use this to place our design. And if we go to options, you'll see that there's a section that says applique patterns. But most of the time, for most applique designs that you purchase, this is not actually going to print the applique patterns for you. They have to be created in a very specific way in order for this applique patterns button to work. So I want to show you a different way to get those applique patterns. With this design, that button is not going to work, as with most designs. So what we're going to do, and I'll zoom in so you can see here, is you can just barely see that black line there. That is the outline of our placement stitches, which will be the same size that our applique patterns need to be. So what we want to do is go to the thread colors. So we go to Settings and then Thread Colors. And what we're going to do is you'll see that there are two colors here that are black. These are the two placement stitches because there are two applique pieces in this collection. We are going to take everything else except those two colors and assign it white. So we'll select this second color Down here where it says thread chart, we'll choose our thread chart. It really doesn't matter which one, but we'll use the isochord since the rest of the colors are isochord here. And we're going to assign it white. And then we'll click assign again, and you can see the highlighted color here is the one that's getting assigned. We do not want to assign the black because that's our placement stitch, so we leave that black, and then we click assign and assign all the other colors to white. Then we click apply and OK. Now what you're going to see is kind of a funny looking design at this point because all the colors are white except for the placement stitch. But if we go to print preview this, and we zoom in, you can see the color changes over here are all white except for the two black ones. Now you can just barely tell because of the white print on the screen, but as you know, white doesn't print, and so when you print this out, you actually get a pretty good outline of your two applique pieces, which then you can trace to be able to stitch them out. For this design, you will have a little bit of broken up areas where the white stitches are kind of layered over the black, but you will get, in most cases, enough black printing here that you can actually get your applique pattern from this. Now I want to close and show you one other thing. If you're going to be using fusible web and you're going to be tracing this applique pattern onto fusible web, you actually want the reverse of the applique pattern. You'd like to print the reverse, which is going to make it easier to use that fusible web. If you're not going to use fusible web, you don't need to do the reversal. But if you are, you want to flip it. So the easiest way to do that is actually to just flip your design. So with our design selected, up in the upper left here, there's a button that says mirror horizontal. So we're going to mirror horizontal, which will flip our turkey, and now we can print preview this, and this is going to give us the applique patterns that we need, but they'll be reversed so that we can then trace them onto our fusible web. And then we'll go ahead and print this, and you can close it. Be sure that you do not save over your original design. So when you're done with this design, you can either close it and not save the changes at all, or be sure to do save as so you don't save over your original design. Okay, now I want to show you the other technique, which is using... Okay, now I've opened my Bernina embroidery software, and that's what I'm going to use for the alternative method of printing my templates. I like this method a little bit better. It's a little easier, and it gives me a little bit better template. And you can do this technique with many different embroidery softwares. I really do like the Bernina embroidery software. It's got a lot of features that make things easy to do. The first thing we're going to do is size the design to the size we're actually going to stitch it out. Now, because this is editing software, I can actually ungroup this design so that I'm only working with pieces of it at a time. So I'll select that turkey and then go to Arrange, and we are going to choose Ungroup. Now I can select bits and pieces of the turkey at a time. Next, I'm going to go to a tool called View, and then View by Color. And here I can select the colors I want to look at. The colors I'm really interested in here, because I'm trying to print these applique templates, is these two, just colors number 1 and 5, the placement stitches. So I'll select those two colors and click OK. And now you can see those applique patterns. What I'm going to do now is actually select those two objects, the two applique placement stitches, and I'm going to copy them. So Edit, Copy, or you can use Control-C on your keyboard. And now I'll make a brand new file. In this brand new file, I'm going to paste those two pieces. And you can see that in this design, that's all I have are those two pieces. What makes this a little easier is I can now ungroup these and move them apart, which makes it a little bit easier to be able to work with them once I've printed them out. I don't have to trace over them to use them because they're separated. Also, because I don't have any of the other colors or stitches in the way, I don't have it in white, when I go to do the print on this one, it's very clear exactly what my applique patterns are. Now we'll close this. Again, if we're going to be using fusible web, we would want to select these pieces and we want to mirror them horizontally. So now we've got the reverse, so we can trace this onto the fusible web, because when we're using the fusible web technique, we need the reverse of our pattern. So now we could print this out, and we do want to be sure that we send the design to be stitched that is the size that we've sized. So we'll go back here to View by Color, and we can select all colors again. And now we can send this turkey at this size to our machine, or save it to our USB stick to stitch it out. And then when we print the applique patterns that we've created, they're the right size for this size turkey. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a note in the comments, or you can visit me at scissortailstudio.com and leave your question there. Thanks so much, and have a great day.